Hey guys, Mark Ferrasci, Project Dog Training. Just got back with a puppy at Tractor Supply, and kind of wanted to go through what I dealt with today versus yesterday. Yesterday was his first day out, so he has no clue. We're just getting him high on that nana at home. We're taking it out in public. So today when I came out, he was right away apprehensive, held back, pulling back on that leash, not wanting to approach anything with anything that was like it was yesterday. And it's because yesterday I put him through it and he was apprehensive. We got him through it, but that's still sticking in his cranium. So now he was pretty hesitant with everything. So right away, what do you do when that happens? Okay, I gave you the example of what we do today, but at the same time, there is no exact. It never stays the same. It's always in a constant state of flux. You'll have good days, you'll have bad days. And right now he's being affected from what he went through yesterday. It wasn't a negative, but he remembers this in his head. And he goes right back to the same spot. He goes, wait a minute, I don't know if I like this, right? So I right away backed off. I took the toy, the nana, and I kept it prevalent in front of his nose the whole time. Squeak, squeak, throw, squeak, squeak, throw. And backed off with all my shaking him out, backed off with anything I was putting on him that was a little bit heavier than normal, right? So anytime something happens like that and you read the dog, you sense it, back off. Okay, it doesn't mean quit. It means just back off and make it a lot more enjoyable. Make sure that it's always positive orientated as much as it can, especially with young puppies. They're very impressionable, and it's important that you do things the right way. So that was what I experienced today, and that's what I really can't give you guys. I can give you guys a lot of A and B adds up to C, that kind of thing. 2 and 2 adds up to 4, but there really is no exact in dog training. You have to learn to be able to instinctively feel it. What I call your gut feeling needs to take over, and you need to know when you feel it that you need to back off or do something different, so that you don't keep trying to drive through and overwhelm the dog and make it a negative. Just remember, the golden rule is keep it as positive as possible. That doesn't mean that we don't push sometimes. We don't get through these things sometimes. We want to, but we want to make sure, with this young puppy as an example, right away I sensed that, hey, he's affected by yesterday's work. I need to back up a step or two and make sure it's as positive as possibly can. So I found the positive and I started going there, and I ended on a positive, right? That's the most important thing. Remember, when the babies are impressionable like this, when they're in that imprint period and they're young, they are the most susceptible to having a negative thing happen to them that will set them way back that you've got to fix. You don't want to have that happen. A lot of times, because they are so pliable and malleable as far as that piece of clay shaping and forming, they will be very affected by anything that happens with them negative right now. Your goal is to never have it happen and to avoid any negative. And that's the golden rule. But we can't control the world, right? We only have so much control. And that's why I tell people it's an art and it takes practice, because I can see things and know things with so many years doing this, get a dog through it, that I know exactly when I need to do the right thing. You as a beginner, you as somebody that may not have that experience, don't have that, so you need to be ultra careful and make sure you don't have any negative happen to them. Because believe me, with a smart dog like these little Dutch Shepherds, they're just as susceptible to learning from a negative and having that stick in their cranium. Now you have a bump in the road that you got to try to smooth out and then get back to normal and fix it. Or the best remedy is to not have any negative happen. And that's an art, right? Because you're pushing on the dog to get him through things, to get him through learning stages, and get him to build confidence. And you're trying to put a little bit of pressure on him when you're doing things. But it's in being aware of and reading the animal and seeing and sensing and feeling, that gut feeling, knowing when to do the right thing, to back off a little bit. Right away, my answer today was to bring that nana toy, a lot more squeaky toy, a lot more movement with it, a lot more having fun going out and chasing this thing, right? But just like always, they're going to get bored with that to a certain degree. So you don't want to hit that boredom stage. You want to keep it when it's short and sweet and he wants more, right? That's what you always want. You want to leave the dog always wanting more, right? So that was my situation with today that I had to work my way through, and I thought I'd pass it on to you guys so you understand there is no exact. It's never. That's why when I get people asking me, how do you do this, how do you do that, it's really hard for me to say 2 and 2 adds up to 4 and this is the way you do it, because there's always constant state of flux. Training is always in a constant state of flux, and you always have to change your pattern. You may have to go out. You may go out with an idea of what you're going to do today, and that idea goes to hell in a handbasket, like I did today. And you need to back up and change what you're going to put on it. Maybe not get the result that you wanted. Maybe not do the exact same thing that you wanted that you started out with, and you need to change, right? And flow around it. Just remember, the golden rule is to want to keep it always positive, especially with a young puppy like this. So I'll let you go. Mark Ferrasci, ProTech Dog Training, coming back from Tractor Supply and the Runt to the Litter. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.